Wait, what happened? Why are all my villagers, or like half of them, zombies? How did this... I don't even understand. Like, the light levels are perfect in this building. There's no way this should be happening. Someone like brief me? I mean, why would they even do that though? That makes absolutely no sense. Dude, this is gonna slow down my plans of becoming the richest member of the server so much. I joined the Vulcan SMP and I'm here with the boys, Watermelonman and WestStackMineNet, and we're gonna go do some Minecraft stuff. Let's get mining.
One eternity later.
So I'm done mining, and as you can see, we have this nice fort that WestStackMineNet and Watermelonman built, and on top of that, they even got me 2 villagers, which I can then exploit for profit. The thing is though, 2 villagers, not really enough to get a lot of profit. However, if I make a villager breeder, then I can have a ton of villagers and make even more profit. I think that should be the next order of business. The basics of villager breeding is really just having a couple of villagers and you kind of have them in a prison, and then you take another villager that's a farmer and he'll get you some crops and then give the crops to other villagers, and the villagers will then eat the food and be like, wow, now that I have food I can make baby, and then they'll make more villagers. The one problem is I'm too lazy to build a wall around my villagers, but what if I just take the ground and move it up into the sky? Because then the villagers will be like, wow, I'm up in the sky now, I probably shouldn't fall because that would hurt. And it turns out this actually works, well, for the most part. I only had 1 villager fall, but that's not a big deal because I just replaced them. I mean, these guys are expendable, right? So here's the villager breeder island in all its glory, and essentially the babies, they just get pooped up the middle of the island, and then they fall into this water stream down here, and then they go on a magical adventure and end up in the main fort. And yeah, I'd say we have plenty of villagers now. What even is this abomination? Oh, and if you thought that last part was cool, it just gets even worse. See this? This is an iron farm, and the way it works is you have a zombie that's constantly scaring these villagers, and when they're scared, summon an iron golem which will instantly go into the nether and then be killed. Not only are these villagers in a constant state of terror by these zombies, but then when they try and get help, it's instantly taken away from them and used for profit. However, we do have a lot of iron now. And when I say we have a lot of iron, I mean we have a lot of iron. Now that we've got a practically inexhaustible source of iron and villagers, it's time to put my reverse funnel scheme plan into action. I'm just kidding, there's no pyramids here. But actually though, the plan is to take some villagers, get them to give me enchanted books at really low prices, and then sell these enchanted books to the rest of the members on the server at actually really low rates, but I will still make a massive profit off of it. Anyways, in the background here, I'm actually gathering the resources needed to trick these villagers into giving me better deals, and essentially how it works is you trick the villager by turning into a zombie, by having a zombie attack the villager and kill it. If you're in hard mode at least, turn it into a zombie villager, and when you cure it, it will give you insane discounts that are permanent on everything, and you can just repeat this process over and over again, and then get insanely overpowered villagers that you can use, and in my case, I'm going to use them to become insanely rich. Alright, so since I've gathered those resources, I've also made some significant progress, and if we just go through this door real fast in the back of the fort, you'll see that we have this tent looking structure over here, and there's a little spot over there, and we'll get back to this in a second, but if we go over here, I can click the button right here to summon a villager, and eventually it will show up in this little water stream area, but it kind of takes a little while. So we got a villager in this area, so now I'm going to go through the process of getting it to give us better deals. So I just kind of push this button right here, and it sends it along its way, and you'll notice the villager comes all the way over here, and there's a zombie right here, and anyway, like I was saying, eventually we'll get this villager over here to this zombie, so the zombie can kill the villager. But since we're in hard mode, it will always turn the villager into a zombie villager, and then that's how we will get the good trades. Unfortunately, it looks like someone was messing with my system for whatever reason, and they accidentally got the zombie outside of the system, but that's fine because I was able to get it back, and it only took a couple minutes. So this villager actually went up into a different system, temporary system I have over here, but pretty much if we just kind of let this villager go, he will hop over here, and this zombie villager, as long as it doesn't see me, will then kill the villager, and it'll turn into a zombie villager, and this is where the interesting part begins. So we have this system right here, and this tent thing is actually, it's kind of like a little infirmary or something, I don't know, it's where the villagers go to cure, but check this out, I just click this button right here, and since I set up the rail line over here with these levers, because it will end up over here, and then if I just throw a splash potion of weakness at the zombie villager and then feed a golden apple, it'll start curing. Alright, perfect. The villager / zombie villager is cured, and you may be wondering, just a random question, what's with all the iron bars? And to that, yeah, I know they don't look like the best, but they actually speed up the process of the curing, which is going to be very helpful later when I do a mass amount of curing. But check this out, now that the villager's been cured, I'll sit down a workstation, and it's almost night, so he's actually not going to take the profession, but I'll be right back when it's day, and he takes the profession. Alright, sweet, the villager gained his profession, which is a librarian, because the lectern item gives the profession of librarian to villagers. And as you can see, there's reduced prices on the items it's selling. And as far as enchanted books go, which is what I'm going for, curing a zombie villager will permanently reduce the cost of buying an enchanted book by 20 emeralds. Anyway, this is actually a really boring process, just curing a bunch of villagers. Honestly, I'm probably just going to skip ahead and show you the end result. Alright, I'm back, and this is probably one of the biggest, I did some mining off camera moments. As you can see behind me, I built up a little structure, and that's where I'm housing the villagers. All the blocks are spawn proof due to an incident, which you guys probably saw in the intro. But, yeah, we've got a bunch of villagers, and when I say got a bunch of villagers, I mean we have a bunch of villagers, and all of them are giga reduced trades, very epic, very cool, and they all have signs above them, so I know what I'm looking at. And these 5 over here are kind of like the non-enchantment ones. So we got the farm over here, like I was talking about, my method for getting apples. As you can see, 1 emerald, 4 apples, very good deal. And then I've got 3 villagers where I can trade 1 iron ingot for an emerald. As you can see, iron ingot for emerald, iron ingot for emerald, which is incredibly overpowered, and that's my main method for getting emeralds, because if you remember earlier with my mega iron farm that I made with Watermelonman, we basically have an inexhaustible source of iron, and that in turn leads to an inexhaustible source of emeralds. Yeah, a little bit OP. Look at this. Diamond sword, 1 emerald. Diamond axe, 1 emerald. Every piece of diamond armor, 1 emerald. And then diamond shovel, 1 emerald. Diamond pickaxe with silk touch, 1 emerald. Diamond axe again, 1 emerald. Unbreaking 3 diamond pickaxe, 1 emerald. And then some other trash stuff, like who would buy a stone pick for 1 emerald when you can buy an unbreaking 3 diamond pick for 1 emerald? And then this is the part that's really going to be making me money. The enchantment book. I have every enchantment in the game, except for, I believe, blast protection, and then I think Crosswalker or something, and maybe Bane of Arthropods. So I think I actually have them, they're just kind of expensive and I didn't feel like reducing them. But the point is, I now have easy access to almost every enchantment in the game, and I can easily sell them to the other members of the server for diamonds, and at that point, I'll become really rich. That's actually it for this episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.